We're going to go back and talk to John Tamburo. He has some very upsetting news for us. He's going to tell us about a trailer park that is completely submerged and completely underwater. He's going to bring it to us. You can see it there live from Skycam 5. John, can you hear us?
Yes, Barbara. We have here, it's just south of where we were before. We have a trailer park that's just north of the Ventura freeway that you can see are just getting totally inundated here. The flooding is getting quite heavy. Also, parts of the Ventura freeway now are getting, looks like they're going to have to close it pretty soon. You can see people on top of their cars.
Now, the Ventura River, which is normally dry and at all just a trickle, which dumps into the ocean there following Highway 33. Now, is this near that connection to the 101? How close are we to that?
Right, Carlos. It's just north of that, just about a quarter mile.
Do you have any idea how fast this happened, John? You've been going around this area for a while. Does it seem like it's something that happened pretty fast, that the water rose that high?
It happened very fast, Barbara. Just as we're just a few feet away from this wasn't here, and it just, the mouth of the river just started flooding.
Is this the freeway? Is this 33 here that's flooded?
That's the Ventura freeway you're looking at right now.
That's the Ventura freeway, okay.
I would think that's going to be closed at some point, wouldn't you?
They're going to have to start to close out. You can see the cars, they're going to eventually get stuck there.
Very dramatic pictures again. The CHP told us earlier that if you're having to head in any direction out there, please do not go westbound or eastbound on the Ventura freeway. We are showing you dramatic reasons why you should not attempt to do this. If this guy gets through, he'll be very lucky because the engines generally stall out in this situation.
Right.
So this is the Ventura freeway at about what exit, John?
This is the Ventura freeway just north of Highway 33. And the mobile home park is the Ventura. When you get a look here, you can get a look at the sign. The Ventura Beach RV Resort. Dozens of RVs are going underwater here as we speak.
You know, we have a good perspective from here, but if you are in a car and you drive up to this water, you really can't see sometimes how far it goes. The best thing to do is if you run into that kind of water, turn around and go back, huh?
That's for sure.
I don't think that man knew just, or that woman knew just how far it would be before they got to dry land again.
And you can see the cars still in the, that go across the freeway. They don't realize how deep it is, and they think they can make it, and eventually they're going to get stuck.
We see a firefighter there waist deep in water. Is there someone in that motorhome? Is he trying to get to them? Or
there is, yeah. There's people that are climbing up on top of their motorhomes, and they want to make sure that no one's inside them.
Have they... I'm sorry,
go ahead, Barbara.
Have they had to rescue anyone yet from the... I saw the men just a little while ago sitting on top of their trucks. Are they going to send in a helicopter to get those people, and have they had to do that yet?
Well, you saw the County Fire 7 up there earlier. He hasn't been down to the mobile home park. This fireman is trying to get to this mobile home.
He looks like he's holding on there. He doesn't look like he's going anywhere.
He's actually getting in trouble himself.
Yeah.
He's starting to get, the water's moving a little too rapidly for him.
And he's waving to us. And as you can see, the water has risen just in the last couple of minutes from his waist, and it's almost up to the bottom of his shoulder there.
Right.
That's right.
They better pluck him out of there. Is there a helicopter nearby?
Yeah. You're right, Carlos. I'm going to actually call County Fire 7 over here right now.
We can see the water rising just as we watch.
You're right. That's how rapidly it's been rising out here. All it takes is a few moments.
If you would stay on that fireman, Martin Clancy, our photographer, let's keep a watch on him. You did call over the other helicopter?
Right, we did call County Fire 7, and they're going to try and work their way over here. I'm going to give another call right now. County Fire 7, Sky 5.
He's got a radio, so he is apparently trying to communicate the same kind of thing. If there is someone in that motorhome, he's not going to be able to reach him without getting in a lot of trouble. Apparently he's holding on to some sort of post there, securing himself so that he does not wash in that current. It looks slow from here, but believe me, having covered a few floods here in Southern California, the water moves swiftly underneath, and he's fortunate that he's got something there to hang on to keep him from sliding underneath.
And Carlos, if Martin pans up to his right here, you actually see a mobile home that is moving downriver. Martin, can you pan to your right?
That is actually floating in the water?
Right, it's actually moving. I don't know if you can tell on screen. Martin, it's the other one to the right, closer to the freeway.
It's difficult to see, but I take your word for it.
Oh, my goodness,
Look at that.
Yeah, Martin, if you come down a little bit.
Now, this is a recreational park near the county fairgrounds there, I take it.
To your left, Martin. Right, this is the Ventura Beach Resort. You see this RV right here on Martin's Mound.
Large.
It's actually moving.
large 35-footer there.
That's a very large RV. That'll tell you how fast this water is moving.
So you can see that if it can move a massive motorhome like that, the fireman has virtually no chance if he lets go. There you see it. It is actually floating from right to left on your screen.
Right.
A huge motorhome. We don't know if anyone's inside. Fortunately, these people had enough warning throughout the morning to get out of there. But again, as you have seen dramatically here, the water has risen quite quickly, and we're hoping that there's no one inside there.
Yeah.
Now, let's go back to the fireman, if we could, Martin and John, see how he's doing.
Okay.
See it knocking over the trees there.
See that. It's an amazing sight from here, actually.
John, is it raining very heavily there right at this moment?
Right now it's not actually, and it's clearing up right now. Clouds when we got here early were quite low in this valley, and they've risen quite a bit. It's quite nice right now. No rain.
But
we're moving over to the trying to find the fireman again.
Yeah.
Can you see him still, John?
Yes, we do actually all come around. He's still holding on to that pole. He's still clinging to his only hope there, it looks like.
Have you seen any movement in the mobile home he was trying to get to?
No, the door is open in the mobile home, and we can't tell if there's anyone in it. We'll come around here and take a look.
He looks happy to look up and see you.
Yeah,
happy to see company out there.
Him, yeah. Well, we're looking inside this one trailer here. I don't see anybody in the inside.
No,
maybe
we
they
don't
got
see.
out.
He's the only one I see out in the water like that. The only one who seems to think it's necessary.
There are some other firemen, but they haven't ventured out far as he has. They're up on higher ground.
Now, this the topography here, for those of you who are not familiar with this area, this is a very flat area. The water does rush down from the mountains up in the Los Padres National Forest and makes its way down through the Ventura River in times like this, but it's been many years since the Ventura River has been this swollen and created this kind of problem. It's actually designed to do exactly what it is doing. We're not sure if there was much warning given to these people in this trailer park. As Martin pans out, you can see that the Ventura has swollen over its banks, has toppled many motorhomes, swallowed up some of them, and the water is now rushing just a few hundred yards over under the freeway and out to the ocean. Oh my goodness, there we see that motorhome. It's made its way under the freeway and it's crashed into the abutment on the freeway.
Yeah, Carlos, that motorhome has made it all the way down. It's actually right at the mouth where the river's going to go into the ocean. It's working its way under the overpass. It's quite a sight. It's getting totally buried now, as you can see.
You can see cars. Are those cars stalled there, or has the CHP or have the police stopped traffic?
Actually, CHP hasn't stopped traffic. The people have stopped on their own. They're finally don't have the nerve to try and venture across that river.
Wisely so. You know, what's really frightening is the water may only be a couple of inches deep on the highway, but it's very easy for the car to lose traction and just float off right into the water. It's a very, very serious thing we're dealing with here.
It almost is completely submerged here.
Yeah, it is.
We have news now, too, that a warning has officially been issued for the eastern Ventura County until 11:45. Also, western LA County, there is a flash flood warning on until 11:45, which means there is flooding in the area, or it is just about a sure thing that you can get flash floods. Watch areas have been extended also to coastal and mountain areas of Ventura and LA County until 12 noon. Watches are very serious. Warnings mean that there is
happening. And we're seeing here exactly evidence of that. This motorhome is on its way now out to the ocean. It is submerged. People are stopping on the freeway. There you see the brown, murky water making its way down. I take it will be caught somewhere along in that in those trestles down there on that other road there. Again, Steve Lentz mentioned that it was raining heavily in the Camarillo, Thousand Oaks area there. There's a large hill that divides this area with Thousand Oaks, the San Fernando Valley, and eventually Los Angeles. Up in those mountains is where these warnings that Mark has just mentioned to you are happening. There we see another motorhome which has been apparently caught, or some sort of vehicle caught in that bridge abutment as well. This motorhome will join that motorhome. Dramatic pictures, as you can see, of the two vehicles crashing underneath this railroad overpass. This is not water that you want to be anywhere near. There, the motorhome has been shattered into pieces. But again, that rain that is falling in Camarillo, Thousand Oaks, West LA County, you need to know that that's where the rain is falling heavily now. You can see here that it's not running, or it's not raining, but the water is running from that mountainous area down.
Faster and faster all the time.
That's
John, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's exactly what is happening. The system, as showed on our last radar shot, is starting to move slowly eastbound. And the good news was that on the last radar shot, it wasn't intensifying. It was a little lighter than it has been. Look at that. Isn't that dramatic footage of that motorhome just totally shattered? What we could expect, though, just because the last radar shot showed that the rain wasn't quite as intense, there are waves coming through. Waves of weather coming through. And there, as Skycam 5 pulls out a little bit, it's not as dark and gloomy as it has been all the way along the coast this morning. But there are waves coming, and this does not mean we're out of the thick of things. And as this system starts to head, as Carlos was mentioning, toward the mountains and into the...
you see the freeway there is completely covered with water.
Completely covered. Just a couple of moments ago, cars were making it through. But now they're not. We can expect still lots of rain from this system for the better part of today, and then there's another system heading in over the weekend.
John, what happened to the firemen?
I'm sorry, Carlos. Actually, I'm moving up here. County Fire 7 is hoisting, looks like a rescue worker into the bushes where we were earlier to rescue a victim.
All right, we will watch again.
You can see that there. That's just a little bit up north of that resort motorhome, and he's going hovering down there. You can see they finally found someone in there.
So this is the man you told us about earlier that was missing.
You might want to climb, John. We're losing your signal. We've lost the signal, apparently. Can we just stay with that, even though it's broken up? Can he climb to? Can we reach him at all?
Can we at least hear John?
Can we at least hear him as they're? Again, we only hear hiss there.
In any case, what we were just watching is Skycam 5 had moved in over the scene where rescue helicopter.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Apparently, they have found the man that they were looking for earlier. We don't know the condition, but the situation does not look good. A rescue worker is going down to either rescue the man or bring up the body. John, can you hear us?
Yeah, Barbara, I can hear you now. We're dropped below the canyon there. What you're seeing is Rescue Fire 7 plucking a man from this little island in the middle of this raging river right next to Highway 33.
Is he okay? Can you see from where you are?
We can't see from right here. We had to move up a little bit high to get the signal back.
Well, we see something blue. Apparently that might be the rescue worker, and we see somebody in it looks like light-colored clothing. It's tough for us at this point to be able to judge what's what.
It is tough, Carlos. He's been down there for quite a while, so there might be a chance that he is injured, because they would try and get him out of there as soon as they can.
There must be absolutely no fear of the firemen in the water. That he apparently is okay because they're paying attention here.
Right. He gave us a thumbs up, so he's okay. He's still hanging on to that pole.
Very good.
County 7's a little bit busy for me to talk to him to make sure he's okay, so I'm going to let him finish with that rescue before I try and call him.
Well, that's understandable. Can we stay with it as far as the pictures go, John?
Sure.
Can we stay there for a while?
Absolutely.
Again, we need to tell you that we have interrupted programming here on KTLA to bring you live coverage of the third Pacific storm to hit Southern California. This condition has been worsened by the fact that we had that tremendous storm that filled up the Sepulveda Basin, catching so many people off guard. And it continues to rain here in Southern California. There you see someone being hoisted up.
Right. Carlos, he does have the man on his hoist, and he's bringing him out, as you say it. We can't tell right from here if he is injured. We're a little too far away. He is bringing him out of the river, though, so that's one good sign. That river, as you saw earlier with that mobile home, is moving quite rapidly, up to probably 30 miles an hour.
John, from the look of things there, I'd like to be optimistic, but from the look of things there, I think we'd be pretty lucky to find that no one else got washed away or is at least clinging somewhere to some branch or bush. It seems like that water rose pretty quickly in that mobile home park. We saw people sitting on top of cars and on top of mobile homes.
It rose very quickly, surprised a lot of people, and we will be lucky if no one else is trapped in there. They're searching up and down this river as we speak.
They're apparently not going to hoist them up into the helicopter. They're just going to move them over to where an ambulance is.
Right, they're going to bring him over to the rescue workers on the side of the road, and we'll get a look here and see.
And we see someone rushing to aid the
hopefully we'll see him walk
worker.
Away. Looks like he is moving.
And they'll take off the cinch and...
Right, he's removing the harness now. And,
I hear a siren. Is that the ambulance trying to get through to him now?
There's been ambulances, county rescue vehicles all over this area, up and down Highway 33. So there is an ambulance on scene right now. He appeared.
Again, you're looking live at pictures from Ventura. This is the Ventura River where it connects, where Highway 33 connects with the Ventura Freeway. The freeway, part of the freeway, the Ventura Freeway, is completely covered over with water. CHP has advised you not to head in that direction. They've closed it off. The normal trickle of water that goes through here is now, as you can see, completely flooded. It is within 6 or 8 feet of Highway 33 of spilling over its banks, but further to the west on Highway 101, the water has spilled over the freeway, and we are heading in that direction now, and this water is, of course, going into the ocean. It is also, the water has also attacked a motorhome, an RV park, if you want to call it that, near the Ventura County Fairgrounds that we are now approaching. We've seen lots of motorhomes underwater. We saw one dramatically break into pieces as it hit the bridge abutment. There you see the water over the Ventura Freeway.
We just have reports coming in right now that...
Go ahead, Mark.
We have reports coming in right now that there's heavy rain falling in Portuguese Bend, and that is in Palos Verdes. Extremely heavy rain falling in that area. Want to update you on some of the traffic street closures. CHP reports all eastbound lanes of the Ventura Freeway 101 are blocked at Parkway Calabasas. That is due to a collapse of a section of the sound wall and also due to downed power lines. Stay away from that area. PCH at Tuna Canyon Road in Malibu. All lanes are shut down due to the rock slide up there. We have a traffic advisory, the 10 Santa Monica interchange to the 405 San Diego. Heavy rain, poor visibility, causing slippery conditions, extremely easy to hydroplane. Watch out for that. And we're also checking that a report of a slide. There's that fireman. He's still hanging on to the pole, which is, I guess, good news. Bad news, they haven't got him out yet, but the water's not rising too fast. As I was continuing, we're checking that report of a slide on the Pacific Coast Highway in the northbound lanes just north of Topanga Canyon Boulevard. According to reports, southbound lane is barely open, but motorists can squeeze by. There are some of the highway updates which I was just mentioning. John?
Mark, yeah, just one mention on that traffic. You definitely want to make sure everyone stays away from the Ventura Freeway here at Highway 33. It's completely closed down now, just north of Highway 33 in both directions, as you've been seeing. We're keeping an eye on this fireman. We want to make sure that the water level doesn't come up any higher.
You're not equipped for any kind of rescue, are you? Generally, we just have camera equipment in the helicopter.
That's right, Carlos. So we don't want to move down quite in for the rescue yet. County 7 is a little bit, about a quarter mile north of him, so if things get bad, we can go down there, but right now he still appears to be okay.
How is the rescue going over there on the other side? The man did seem to be okay. I couldn't tell whether he was walking or not, but he did seem to be all right, didn't he?
He did appear to be all right. They were working on him. I'm looking up there right now, and County 7 is back over the water, so we want to check to make sure that there's no one else stranded out there.
Well, the Sheriff's Department just called in to say that they are aware that the fireman is there, and they're going to get to him as soon as they can. And that doesn't mean that we won't keep an eye on him. John is...
I'm sorry, Barbara, a signal just went up there. Could you say that again?
I was going to say that the Sheriff's Department did call in and let us know that they are aware that that fireman is there. But I said it doesn't mean that you won't keep an eye on him, right, John?
Okay, great. I'm glad we know that. But we will keep an eye on, make sure that water level, because it's been rising very quickly out here. Luckily, the rain has subsided right now. It's not raining, so hopefully the level will stay the same and it won't rise anymore.
John, is it possible to give us a count about how many people are out there stranded on top of those motorhomes or in the area?
Right now, we're looking on top of the motorhomes, so we don't see anyone stranded. Earlier, there were a few people. Fire department finally here, it's Martin Pence who has left, has commandeered, look like a little boat, and they're going to go out and get that fireman.
Yeah, we saw a little raft on its way there. Now, we've just been told that this is the Ventura Beach RV Resort owned by Arnold Hubbard. It's been there about 3 years, so it's a pretty new park, and we see the rescue workers negotiating the rapids, as it were, heading towards the fireman, who's been there for quite a while now.
He has. His arms are probably getting pretty tired at this point.
It looks like tough. It looks like tough rowing, as you say. From this point, it's hard to tell just how strong that current is, but you can see that it's tough going there, and that current will take you away if you're not holding on to something such as that fireman is.
Can we say again that we are well aware of the fireman's situation, so people have called in and wondered why we're not rescuing him. Well, first of all, he's given us the thumbs up sign that he is fine. The sheriff's department knows he's there. They've been busy rescuing another man who was stranded, and they are going to get to him, and he's indicated several times that he is fine. We really don't have the equipment to do it anyway, though I'm sure if it became a real emergency, we'd find something to do. In the meantime, we're keeping an eye on him, right, John?
Exactly, Barbara. If any imminent danger came up there, we would have dropped down and plucked him out of the water, but we'll leave it up to the professionals here, the firemen. They're coming out with their raft, and he gave us a thumbs up, as you said earlier, so he was okay. And we were, pretty close to him, so we saw he was fine. And looks there, you see he's starting to climb up onto the boat.
Boy, this is a relief.
That is, finally, for him.
Well, he's been there for a good 40 minutes at least.
He has been there, right, and you could tell earlier from that earlier footage of this water sweeping away a 35-foot mobile home, how strong the current was.
By the way, this is the Ventura County Sheriff's Department rescuing the man right now. So they were on top of it the whole time.
They were. They're doing a great job out here. A lot of damage, a lot of water, and they're covering a large area here, up 5 miles up north towards Ojai from the Ventura freeway, so it's a big area to cover.
They're not taking any chances either. I see they tethered the boat there.
Right, they tied themselves off. I want to get...
The water looks to be about 4 feet deep there, if you can use the building there as a yardstick, as a measuring device. Looks like they're going to hang on there for a while. I don't see them going too far with the conditions the way they are.
John, back to the freeway there, we saw that finally cars, or people driving those cars, have gotten smart enough to stop where that water has flooded the freeway. What's happening? Are they turning around, going back? There must be a pretty good number of cars there now, backed up.
There are a good number of cars backed up, Barbara. Some of the cars are trying to cross the medium through the mud and go back southbound. Not too many have tried that. There is quite a backup here, and no one is trying to get across anymore. We'll see Martin here pans to the backup. Only 2 lanes right here, so there's not much room to operate.
So can you go over again what is the last exit? If people are approaching that way, they still don't know what's going on, where do you need to get off before you reach this? Where's the last exit so that you don't get caught in this?
If you're heading north on the Ventura, you don't want to go any more north than the Ojai 33 exit to the 33 north for sure. And on the southbound, I haven't seen that exit south. We'll get a
to do is not head that way at all, because the traffic backup is going to be much, much farther back than these exits that we're talking about. You probably would not even make it there.
You could take the California exit off. I take it that one's going to be rather heavy. If you wanted to do that, the California exit, and then head up to Main Street, that you're not going to be able to cross over and head into Santa Barbara if you're heading in that direction, because just getting across is going to be difficult. There we see that one car tried to make it across, and whether you have four-wheel drive or not, you're not going to make it because your engine will stop.
This is a time for boats only, isn't it?
If you've just joined us, this is KTLA live coverage of the third Pacific storm as it has hit Southern California. You're looking live from Skycam 5 of Ventura County. This is the Ventura area where the Ventura Freeway, Highway 101, joins with Highway 33. The Ventura River has swollen over its banks and is poured into the Ventura Beach RV Resort, damaging and flooding that entire park, covering up the 101, and the CHP has shut off the freeway for obvious reasons. There are 2 vehicles stuck there. No doubt they'll be there for a while until the water recedes.
It is not raining heavily there now, but unfortunately all this water rushing here is not coming from this area. It's coming from up north and rushing through here. So just because it is not raining in that area does not mean that things may not get worse. Please stay away from that area if you can. Already some parts of the Ventura Freeway have been closed, but it's going to take a while to get the traffic back out of the way and close the exits that they need to close. So the best thing to do is just stay off if you can.
Again, the real big story here this morning, in addition to what you're seeing here, is that there was a landslide north of this area. It happened in the 4000 block of Encino Drive in Ventura County, just north of Ventura. As I said, the Sheriff's Department has confirmed that a man and a woman were killed in an apparent mudslide that slid right into the couple's apartment bedroom. They were buried with 4 or 5 feet of mud. We have been told by our reporter Steve Lentz on the scene that the bodies have been removed. Again, this is a very dangerous situation. Mark has an update now on the weather situation there and what the conditions are. Mark?
Well, it is starting to dry out a little bit along the coastal areas, but the storm system is moving inland. Not quite as much of a punch as it has been having. Let's have a look at some updated traffic for you right now. CHP reports all eastbound lanes of the Ventura Freeway. You can see a man standing in the engine of his car right there, of his Jeep. I don't know if he's trying to dry it out or get it out and get it going, maybe. Let's continue with that. CHP reports all eastbound lanes of the Ventura Freeway 101 are blocked at Parkway Calabasas due to a collapse of a section of the sound wall and also due to downed power lines. PCH at Tuna Canyon Road, all lanes shut down due to a rock slide. And we also have a report that the Pacific Coast Highway, northbound lanes just north of Topanga Canyon Boulevard, the southbound lane is barely open. Motorists just barely squeezing by there. And the 10 Santa Monica interchange to the 405 San Diego, we have a traffic advisory. Heavy rain, poor visibility, slippery conditions, and hydroplaning all over the place. Now, let's go to the next screen. SIG alert in Gardena, 91 westbound, transition to the 110 Harbor. It is flooded out. There's also an accident in that location. It's going to be a while before they get that cleared out. We have yet another SIG alert, 60 Pomona eastbound in Monterey Park at Atlantic. An overturned big rig that is blocking 3 lanes, and they have to wait until they get a big rig tow truck out there. And what we are looking at right now, Skycam 5, the 101 Ventura at the 33. We saw shots of the 101. It is just a mud river right now. There you can see it, or you can't see it is a better word. One guy tried to make it through by the looks of it, and he got swamped out there. We're just getting information in that the 101 Ventura Freeway at Parkway Calabasas parts of it are open now. So we just reported earlier that it was closed. I'm going to repeat that again. Reports of all eastbound lanes of Ventura Freeway 101 were blocked at Parkway Calabasas, but they are getting some of the lanes open right now. There was a collapse of a section of the sound wall and also down power line, but traffic is starting to move through the 101 Ventura Freeway at Parkway Calabasas. And that basically is the latest as far as the traffic goes, what you can expect in this weather. Latest radar shots show the storm as it moves.